Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the difference between a 6'5" point guard and a 5'7" point guard in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. So, I hope you all enjoy the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to the noties, all the good stuff, and like always, try to 1,000 likes. Now, you're going to see the fireball right here. These guys are on a 10-game win streak. I'll go ahead and just rewind it real quick just to show you that we were pulling up on the 10 game, just like that. You can see the fireball pops up right after this game. And we played these guys in both gameplays, back to back. So, Kitchen is going to be using his 6'5" build at the point guard spot in the first game, and then the second game he's going to be using 5'7". So as for our lineup, like I said, Kitchen is going to be on the 6'5". It's pretty much his lockdown build that he plays pro-am with, and he plays the hash with it as well. And what he's able to do is be a secondary ball handler. Now, in the 3v3 sense of things, we're playing without our point guard and kind of morphing him into the main point guard role. And then with that, we have more size. We have Tonic on the 6'9" metric. We have me on the 7-footer. Essentially, we're just oversizing our lineup to an extent. Now, we don't have the typical play style of what you would normally see with these heights. Normally, if you have a 6'5" running the point guard spot, it's going to be someone who's coming out here and probably running ISO, and then just having either a pick and popper, or they're just going to have people sit in the corners, whatever the case may be. Now, with this, you're going to see the offensive struggle. I have the vision in mind for what the thumbnail is going to be showing you guys. It's more so talking about how the pros of being 6'5" is definitely defense is way more there than it is on a 5'7". We all know this. I mean, even for stopping three-pointers, regardless of how much more speed you could have on a 5'7", you never want to be that short for ideally guarding ball by any means. So, obviously, the pro to being 6'5" is going to be defense. His height and versatility is there. He's just bigger for the passing lanes. He's bigger for bodying people up. The list goes on and on with this stuff. The cons are going to be offense, but you're going to see how we kind of work together and kind of overcome that to an extent. And one other con to his build right here that he has of the 6'5" is definitely going to be three-pointer. If it's made to be more of a lockdown build, it's definitely going to struggle with a 3 to be able to sacrifice for things like defense. So he only has 87 three-pointer on this build, whereas he has 99 obviously on the 5'7". Then once again, you have things like speed with ball, all types of stuff, whether it's just speed with ball, acceleration, three-point rating. The defensive attributes are completely different. The height obviously plays a role in the defense. So again, we're here to showcase all of this stuff in today's vid. Now, the story of this video is going to be stuff like this. How with the defensive lineup that we have right here of Kitchen being on the 6'5" point guard, we're more willing to take whatever is given to us. So if they're going to double team him in the pick and roll, or even hedge in the slight highest at all, we're going to be way more willing to take the twos, and we're just going to rely on our defense to carry us a little bit. We got Tonic in the corner right here with a nice 6'9", 90 steal. Again, this is after patch, season 4 gameplay, stuff like that. So you can see he's still able to play the passing lanes. I'm not sitting here saying this stuff is dead, but you will see the times where it's easily given to him. He's able to just tap his X button, boom, get it. Simple, right? But anyway, again, the defensive lineup that we got right here also helps with rebounding, but in the situation where maybe we have a couple of people out of place, me and Tonic have the versatility to switch whatever we want as well. Realistically, what we can do is we can switch 1 and 2, and Tonic and Kitchen can switch everything, and then we could switch 2 and 3, where me and Tonic can switch everything. I'm also comfortable guarding point guards and stuff like that, but it's harder to put Kitchen onto big men. Honestly, if you have someone who has rebounding upgraded or something like that too, though, it is possible. As long as you can seal a box out, me or Tonic can crash off as well. So if you're someone who's kind of looking into maybe playing with a lineup like this, if your point guard has at least some box out, or like the box badge, or some rebound rating, you can still get the job done with this. Now again, our motto is pretty much going to be take whatever the defense gives us. So if the hedge guy is going to step up to Kitchen at all, like he does on this play right here, we're willing to just literally take anything that is given. Now right here, you can see before patch, I want to let you guys know, this right here would have been really tough. Like, for me to get this late slip right here, where pretty much the guard can switch on to me, and he's already kind of there. And this right here probably would have been a passing lane. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not about the LT. There's no way an LT gets him an auto steal right here, and he can't even do it in the first place. He's running with me. But the lunges on the X lanes, he absolutely would have got this right here. Now, this is where I think some of you guys are a big fan of this patch, and I do understand. And it's more reasonable to run lineups like this because you can get passes like this in here. And again, the 7-footer is an absolute beast when it comes to the finishing, bro. You can see the crazy dunks I'm getting in this game, and you guys have seen it amongst the channel, all types of crazy stuff, from the standing contact dunks. The dude's a beast. Now, unfortunately, I get out of place right there. You're gonna see some stuff in this gameplay where it goes a little bit unfortunate in terms of not going our way, or I just kind of tweak a couple of times as well. Either way, I try and get the full switch onto the big man guarding Kitchen. This right here, though, is where we get a little bit out of pocket. So again, if we're talking about taking whatever the defense gives us, what I'm doing right here is getting the full switch and getting the big man on the Kitch. Now, if he thinks he can ISO him, which low-key he gets a nice little look, but unfortunately he's too close to Tonic in the corner, so then the corner defender can kind of peel off and give a little bit of help to Kitchen getting that shot open. But realistically, we have 18 seconds left as he gets this big man onto him. He could work for quite a while, and even if it doesn't work out, he could run run back to me, and I'm gonna rescreen and slip that as well, and we'll get an easy 2 most times. Like I would say 10, almost 9 times out of 10, probably more like 10 times out of 11 or something like that. It's very, very often that we will get looks like that as long as we're patient with it. Now, right there, you can see we have a little bit of a miscommunication. We're kind of in bad position for the rebounds in most of these times as well. It really is unfortunate. We end up kind of slipping throughout the course of this game. And again, we didn't exactly take what the defense gave us, and a little bit of an early shot, if anything, as well. But anyway, now I have glass take, double see the future at that as well. So anytime that we can get that big man onto Kitchen, I'm very willing to let him ISO, even if he is 6'5" and it's harder for him to get those 3-pointers off. Still, because I have the double glass take, I'm very confident in him and his ability to be able to get this ISO for maybe a 3-point attempt on this big man right here, and I'm going to absolutely just crash for the rebounds. Now, sometimes they might send that guard off to double team and just kind of leave me wide open in the paint, but right here you can see I get a nice look on the rebound off Kitchen, kind of getting an open shot in the corner right here. He just ends up missing this. Obviously, you can see he shoots the early. Again, double see the future. Boom. All 3 people crash the rebound, and I get it, and then boom, we get the 3-pointer just off that Kitchen being wide open in the corner. Again, it's just taking what they give us. Now, obviously, it's not exactly because Kitchen ends up shooting that fade, but it was still open at the end of the day. You definitely like shots like that. Now, unfortunately, again, we give up a shot off the wrap. We do have the ability to switch everything when it comes to Tonic and Kitchen switching on the wraps, whether it's me and Tonic switching at the 2 and the 3 spot. Honestly, even me and Kitch kind of could switch, like we were already talking about with the rebounding and stuff like that. Now, this right here is very, very tough, and I do want to rewind this one to talk about why this is a problem. And you guys won't understand my perspective on this until I showcase the 5-7 gameplay, but I need to set Kitchen a few more full screens to be able to get this guy to step up a little bit more. I'm trying to bait him a little bit, because if I don't even hold my screen at all right here, he might not step up entirely. Right here, though, this guy is absolutely dead. It's kind of a bad example, to be honest. As you can see, like, literally all I should be doing is slipping to the paint right here. But unfortunately, because I see this and I try to let go of it, I get this super, like, stupid glitch animation right here where I'll just let it play full speed. I get like kind of a pick and pop animation. I can't start my rolls quite as fast, and then when I put the ball down to try and get closer for the dunk and try and mash the guard, he ends up stealing the ball from me. Boom, they get a fast break as well for 3 off of that, and all just because pretty much the chain of me thinking I have to set more full screens for this like a taller guard who can't exactly get a shot off is quite as easy. Now with this one right here, you're gonna see I start throwing in a couple more slips, but you're gonna see he patches it up. He's on the backside, he's in the lane, he's probably gonna get back to me if I mash it, and then Kitchen throws up the shot right here again, shoots the late on the fade. Now they're out on the break again. They get a nice little dunk attempt, but Tana gets the chase down block. They get the ball back off the block, and now we're coming out with the pick and roll defense. They have sharp take on their guy, clearly, and you're going to see the big man still trying to mash me down low in the drop steps. I get the 13% just like I did earlier in the game. We end up making the miss that one. I'm trying to get the heck out the way, bro, because obviously that guard is dead again, and I'm trying to get out of the way of Kitchen so that I can get the easy slip, or if the guard follows me, then Kitchen gets 3. Clearly, when we're playing comp people or anybody that really knows what they're doing, they're going to take away that 3-pointer if the guard is dead, and then boom, they're just stepping away from me and giving up the easy 2. It is what it is, though. Like I said, we're taking the points where we're given, and obviously we're fine with that. Now, you're going to see me and Tonic kind of come out here on the sides defense, but they end up running like double screen wraps and stuff like that. I give it respect. I really do like stuff like this, and it's really good for the game when people are playing like this as well. I think it takes a lot of high IQ and like brain power and stuff like that, but I do like when people play like this. I wish we would do it more as well, but in this situation of this lineup, we were just kind of out here with Tonic on his 6'9", so he's a little bit more kind of stationary when it comes to offense. Obviously, we don't want him wrapping around and stuff like that. Now, with this one, we do still get Tonic involved because these guys are getting tired of this garbage. They send the help because he thinks Kitchen is going to get open off this, but then because I've just been completely getting 2-point shots every single time, they're kind of testing us a little bit with this. So Kitchen ends up passing it down to me once again. Hey, man, I'm going to just tell you guys this much. I don't like this passing lane patch. I think it really is not penalizing bad play, where, just to be completely honest with this, Kitchen should probably pass to the corner on this one right here. It's very obvious. Like, I'm sure if he could get this one back, he would want to pass to the corner as well. But again, I'm not going to sit here and complain about it, though, when my play style completely benefits off of it. I'm a hedge defender that plays as a 7-footer. I don't even play for passing lanes that much in the first place, and stuff like this opens up the pick and roll easily for me. So I'm going to tell you guys this much. I don't like the patch. I think it definitely doesn't penalize you for bad plays like this quite as much, but either way, hey, man, at the end of the day, this is how we get our 3-point look, and this lineup is so much more viable because of all this stuff. Again, I already showcased to you guys, like, Kitchen can get the ball to me so much easier on slips and stuff like that because people can't play passing lanes as crazy. He can obviously also get it to me again on the slip, and then I pass it out because he ended up dropping off the corner and probably should have had the steal. But anyway, it is what it is. You're gonna see they're on the wrap right here. These two don't really exactly switch off of it, so I kind of step out to help on the 3-point line. And now you're gonna see them get 3 hungry. They are getting super 3 hungry. They didn't take their paint bucket when they had it. Tonic ends up getting a blitz right there with the bump, and boom, just like that, 19-15 lead, and all we need is a 2-point shot to end the game. Now right here, you're gonna see, once again, the dude is down. The big man ends up staying at home on me, smartly, because obviously you don't want to give up the 2 for game, but honestly, I think these guys are just overdoing it with the full court press game. You can see again, he reaches, he gets penalized for it too, Kitchen gets the crab, boom, game, just like that. So I think what a lot of this comes down to is I think the defenders paid a little bit too much respect to Kitchen in his build, where they're running the full court press and stuff like that. Now maybe they want to get a couple mistakes from us or something like that, but I'm gonna agree with you guys. It is not that hard to beat full court press and park. I mean, it's 3v3. Like, you got numbers somewhere if you're pressing. And at the end of the day, maybe they wanted to give me a free 2, but I don't really see the point in pressing if it's 19-15 and if a 2-point shot ends the game. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. As you guys see, a little box score right here, 10, 15, and 3 from me, but Kitchen ends up 3 for 7. Now, I understand it's not exactly the best perspective that I'm showing right here. He didn't exactly play perfect offense, but at the end of the day, his build makes up for it on D. The build is so capable of playing good defense. Again, it can switch him and Tonic on whichever like player is coming out here at the 1 or the 2. He's not just easily mashed in the paint either. Where with his 5'7", if we're playing kind of, I'm not going to call them randoms, but people who kind of want to get their buckets off just mashing him in the paint, they can easily do so. Again, passing lanes are not exactly easy to protect yourself on anymore. And I'm not going to say you're going to see it in the gameplay because these guys kind of stick to their kind of off-ball play and stuff like that, or running their pick and roll, pick and pop, double screen wrap sets and stuff like that. But if you ever see someone who comes out here and just wants to mash Kitchen at the 1, they can easily get their 2 points pretty much every single play as long as he can't play the lane. Alright, so now for the second gameplay, like I said, Kitchen can be on his 5'7" point guard. They're both called playmaking shot creator. Obviously, it is what it is. But anyway, again, second gameplay, same people, exact same team. Pretty much everybody is on the exact same build except Kitchen has switched his build now. And all this came down to, we just felt like the offense wasn't clicking enough pretty much. Obviously, he doesn't have quite the ability to get open on his own. And at the end of the day, this is kind of our coast mode lineup, I would say, where we don't have to focus quite as much on offense. He can just be on this really dominant point guard build. The only thing we have to focus on super hard is defense. And he can kind of do his own thing. We don't have to come out here. We're planning to play like hours on hours with this double XP or triple XP, even at that with the Puma. So we pretty much just want something that's a little bit easier on the brain and doesn't require a lot of thinking. And again, it does require thinking on defense though, because you're going to see they do try and target him. They're going to put him in the pick and roll quite a bit and really force him to play D. Right there you can see he shoots right in his face but only gets a 15% contest. And now they come out here and they just get a really crazy rebound on us. You're going to see this big man tries to mash me, and I've made videos on the gold pogo stick. You're going to see this is literally exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing the vertical contest, holding my left stick toward the rim and going for the jump consistently. I feel like people really can't score on it, to be honest, like very well. So anyway, nice little box out. It doesn't get a really good box out. Like obviously if it were just me and the big man, I don't exactly seal that one off and grab the rebound, but it was a good enough box out to get Tonic a good look at flying in there for the jump. Right there, Tonic gets the ball, tries to ISO, gets bumped. You're going to see that happen again in this game as well, but it is what it is. Obviously, Tonic is cool. He be doing his thing. And truthfully, Tonic is actually a really good shot creator, creating his own shot, getting fades, whatever the case may be. But the problem with it is this lineup right here. So this is where I'm going to tell you guys, I don't like this lineup quite as much in terms of having fun. Like, it doesn't really involve me or Tonic quite as much. Obviously, Kitchen is just going to come out here and literally just go crazy. I hit him with the chair pull right here, but unfortunately they get the ball back right there. And again, it really does force us to have to play very different on defense. Obviously, you can see right there, we're thinking about switching it, but honestly, at the end of the day, just a little bit of lack of communication. Realistically, they could do that on either of the two builds. It doesn't matter if it's the 5'7" or the 6'5" that Kitchen's on. These two can still switch 1 and 2. So it doesn't really change too much as far as how we switch on defense, but it definitely changes the ability of defense that Kitchen has. Now, Kitchen is still good on the sticks regardless, but again, you can see they're chasing. They're kind of just seeking him out and forcing him to play defense, but to an extent, they're kind of selling their own bag. They're taking contested shots in spite of trying to get Kitchen involved on D. He's still able to get 12% contest. Now, at the end of the day, those can be green, obviously. You're going to see I hit the slip right here. They end up leaving Tonic open in the corner. Now, this is where the negative of the 5'7" comes into play. So this is where I think being on a build that has like 97 speed with ball and 99 three-pointer gives you a little bit of tunnel vision. I mean, I think we can all see that the corner is wide open there. right there. I end up going kind of for the box out. I end up losing it though, and then he ends up getting the free easy rebound right there. And at the end of the day, it kind of just bounced away from me. Now, again, you can see Tonic was open on that. Kitchen ends up getting his own decent fade though. It definitely was still a good shot, but again, I think you do get a little bit of a tunnel vision when you're playing on smaller builds like this with the high 3-point rating. And it is what it is. I think I would probably do the same thing as well in that guard build. But anyway, on this inbound right here, I want to explain why we don't involve Tonic. I'm trying to get a really easy look to this because I don't think they're going to get this steal right here. Regardless of them double teaming Kitchen right here, I think I'm going to get a really easy look to the paint. I don't end up getting that, but either way, the hedge guy ends up getting caught down low. Kitchen shoots another white on a fade, but regardless, it goes in. I have a free rebound most times on that regardless as well. So anyway, again, that's where we're talking about the build difference. I mean, I hate to keep rewinding everything on you guys, but at the end of the day, Kitchen has 99 3-pointer on this build. He has 87 on the other one. It's a little bit harder to make shots like this, and they just, at the end of the day, go in more on this build. So that's what makes the 5-7 so much more elite on offense, as well as badge levels and stuff like that as well. Honestly, again, it's all compare and contrast when it comes to offense versus defense. Right here, though, he gets an open. Again, I'm not even thinking he's going to shoot that in the first place, to be honest with you, but these guys are just chucking shots up on Kitchen's head. I mean, like, literally, they are forcing him to play D. And at the end of the day, I think we're doing a pretty good job at still playing good defense, even regardless of them kind of doing that. I mean, you can see, though, they're shooting opens on some of these, or shooting like 13% contest on some of them as well. So if they're timing them better, they're definitely going to be exposing Kitchen on defense quite a bit. Right here, I want to explain myself on this because I really do think this is a really good play by me and I just didn't get rewarded for it. So off this steal, you're going to see me and Tonic come out in some side defense. I'm going to pick up this left side right here. Now I want to explain what I'm doing right here. I am going for a bump steal. I'm playing horizontally on his hip. This is 100% the mechanic you need to be doing when going for a bump steal. You need to be high and on his hip. You can't be going like right here for the steal. Now the problem is my dude ends up using the left hand on this instead of the right, or whatever the case may be, and he dribbles right into me as I'm going for that steal. My player just animates just in general wrong and ends up going backwards with the steal in the animation in the first place. So realistically, I wanted for my player to pretty much be like right here where the ball is and just literally reaching, but again, I just lunge super far to the left and backwards. So realistically, it is what it is. I don't expect to get every one of these, but I definitely think that is a mechanic that I 100% know at this point, and I've seen everybody do it, from lockdowns to guards to bigs to whatever the case may be. If you're in the right spot for that bump steal, you get it every single time. It is what it is. It doesn't matter what your steal rating is or anything like that. Now, again, you're going to see Kitchen come out here, chuck a fade. It is what it is, though. Again, if they get the big man on him and I have the guard on me, it's pretty much a free rebound every single time. They're going to have to do something different about that. Now, if we were getting done like that, what I'm going to tell you guys I would want to do is switch Tonic on the ball and put me on the backside so we can switch everything. And in that situation where they had to switch their guard onto me and their big man onto Kitchen, they would just pretty much be able to have a big on anybody and they could just seal a box out and everybody can compete for a rebound in that situation. But again, if you put a guard on me, I'm getting that board every single time and you're just giving up a point regardless. Now, this is where we're talking about the threat that is a 5'7", where they absolutely have to double team Kitchen without me even having to set a screen at all. And that's where, when I was talking about, you guys wouldn't get this reference until I show it in the gameplay, I can literally come out here and set like slip screens every single time. I don't even need to set a full screen to be able to get Kitchen open. He can get himself open for the most part anyway. Now, this right here is also a problem with this 5'7". So this is where we're going to come out and play that sides D between the 1 and the 2. So Tonic and Kitchen are going to switch on this wrap right here, where the point guard runs across his face and then the wrapper is going to move into Tonic space. So pretty much Kitchen has to stay up on that. Now, this build is not the best on defense. You can see he gets caught lacking as well. But again, I'm not going to sit here and act like the whole reason that he even gets that shot off in the first place is that Kitchen's on a 5'7". That's not the case. He can still defend that, but it definitely makes his job a little bit harder on that. Now, right here, you can see on the inbound press, they already have the big man on Kitch. I want him to ISO. I want him to ISO in this situation. He has sharp take. I have glass take. There's no reason for him to pass to me super early. This shot right here down low for me is going to be there the entire time. So if he wants to work for that 3-pointer really hard and he thinks he can get it, go for it. At that point, we're down and he's able to get us the lead. Tremendously get us the lead too at that. Give us an 18-16 lead instead of 17-16 or anything like that. Or for that matter, just, you know, if he missed the shot, then that wouldn't have been any good either. Now right here, you can see me and Tonic come out in a little bit of an unconventional defense. I end up kind of playing some sides, but not really. I end up stepping out to this one. It's an open shot. It's not wide open though. Those can miss. And at the end of the day, we probably should have been watching the 3 a little bit harder than that. I was playing back a little bit too far. These guys were coming out and doing a lot of different things, though. They're setting off-ball screens. They're just running all types of wraps. I, once again, commend them for it. I give them a lot of respect for it. And again, it's getting them open shots on stuff like this. I mean, their lineup, they don't got a super small guard either, but they're able to get open shots off ball movement and player movement, too. It's not really, this isn't really ball movement, but again, it is definitely player movement, where this guy right here is cutting across. Tonic is trying to follow him, but Tonic's going to need to switch onto this one right here. And I'm kind of watching the backside to watch the wrapper and the pick and roll guy at the same time. So at the end of the day, miscommunication stuff will happen when people are just rapping and player movement is coming across each other's face and stuff like that. So now, once again, we're in the situation where we need the 5'7" to put in some work, man. So we need him to look for the 3-pointer really hard right now. And if he can't get it, it is what it is. We take the 2 at the end of the clock, and it's perfectly fine. So check this one out. They get the reach-in foul with blue pants right here, and red pants is the one that's guarding corner. So what the arrows end up indicating is that red pants is going to guard kitchen and blue pants is going to guard tonic. Well, they try and flip the arrows right here on the inbound. If anybody wants to know how to do this, if you're like, because I get a question on this all the time, so I hate to take away from the entertainment aspect of it, but I do like to teach as well. So it's literally as simple as this. If you're this guy, you flick left on your right stick. If you're this guy, you flick right on your right stick. All you have to do is move your right stick to the new person you're trying to defend. It's as simple as that. Now, Kitchen goes Kobe mode on this one, bro. We got this guy out of his own order in terms of where he wants to be on defense. Kitchen gets the ball, finds his spot, fades that thing for 3. Simple as that, before the double team can even get there. Again, this guy was off his spot. He isn't exactly where he wants to be on defense. You can see he completely displaces in terms of where, if they're going to play sides defense, he needed to be on the left side, and then the big man would have been in the middle because that's where I was on the inbound. But again, because of that inbound switch that they did late, and Kitchen just completely getting to his spot and fading that thing green for game on the sharp take, we just win the game off that. And again, this is all about the ability of the 5'7" and how fast it is, how good it is at 3-point shooting, how much he can make those fades, and how consistently it is as well. And the threat that it is to force 2 people to guard it. And it leaves me so open on the slips and the rebounds and all types of stuff like that. It's all about the compare and contrast between defense and offense. Now again, to come back to what I was talking about, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of running with the 5'7s. I like to play in that defensive role. You guys can see, I mean, you know, obviously when my input isn't that big on the game, I don't exactly have as much fun. And not to talk about whether, like, I'm not a stat pad or anything like that, but my importance is more of a thing in terms of me playing well when Kitchen is playing on the 6'5". So for instance, Kitchen could miss open more on his 6'5". He may struggle to get open a little bit more as well, where I need to be better at setting screens. I need to be slipping at the right times. I need to be really good on the rebounds. Obviously with the defense, it takes a little bit off of me as well, but either way, it helps me play defense as well, because then he's not a complete liability. And when me and Tonic are playing pick and roll D, then he can't just get mashed or targeted in the paint or anything like that. So anyway, at the end of the day, I do like playing with the 6'5" lineup and stuff like that, where we have kind of 3 locks to an extent. It makes it a little bit harder on us to play offense, but I do like what it kind of produces in terms of, I would say, content, as well as me just kind of having fun doing it and making me use my brain a little bit more. With this stuff right here, like I said, they have to double team Kitchen in most situations, so it makes it literally the most brain dead easy thing for me to do, to just slip every single play. I don't have to set him firm good screens. He can literally get himself open against double teams half the time as well. So literally, it doesn't require too much from me. So that's my opinion. I gave pretty much my thoughts on both lineups. Like I said, I think you can definitely make the 6'5" at the PG spot work while still running pick and roll entirely. You just have to rely on defense a little bit more, and maybe some fast break stuff like that as well. So anyway, the compare and contrast between this, again, the pros and cons, aka we'll just pretty much say the pros and cons for this build, and you can kind of just flip them if you want to make the case for the other role. So for the 5'7", the pros are that you're much faster and much better at shooting 3-pointers. The cons are he has no driving dunk at all on this build. Well, technically he has like 40, so you can still dunk when he's open, but it's not very reliable in terms of an actual half-court set. But anyway, the cons are he has close to no dunk, and then his defense is definitely not where it needs to be on that either. Again, he's just smaller. They can get any bucket they want on us, and it makes us a little bit more limited on D. So pretty much it's all about offense versus defense in terms of the height transfer. Obviously, you guys probably knew that before you even clicked on the video, but I just kind of wanted to put into fruition when it comes to the whole gameplay itself. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to 1,000 likes. Hey man, I will say this too. I'm going to be playing this Puma on ×3 and ×4. While you're watching this, it's probably ×4 right now as well. So if you're out there and you're trying to rep hunt or anything like that, you can come out here on the Puma. You had to have played it as soon as it dropped though, so that is one thing. Also, you guys can see we were squatting up at the very beginning. This is our first game on of the whole night, and as you can see, I'm like literally level 2, so, or level 4. But either way, honestly, this was all just our first game. It was a little bit sloppy as well, as you can see. So honestly, I would say this, the 6'5" could even play better offense than it was even played. You guys saw Kitchen had a couple mistakes as well, and those are easily correctable. So I don't want to undersell the 6'5" when it comes to offense. It's not a complete struggle every single game. It just requires a little bit more, and not everybody is Kitchen either. And you know, in my humble opinion, not everybody is me either. But obviously, it's harder to be Kitchen than it is to be me. You just have to be smart to be me. To be Kitchen, you got to be really good on the sticks. So obviously, that's where it all comes down to. Anyway, that's all for video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, for drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put Kitch, put Tonic, or put Laker in the comments to show support to me all the way through. I don't care which. Just let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.